unlucky, but I tell you what, on TV we're better than the Arsenal TV boys, mate. We won't sit here and slag our team off, mate. We're Tottenham, and we've got a bit of decorum about us.
What I want to know is, obviously you're at Wembley the whole season. Yeah. We know last season at Wembley didn't do great. Can Tottenham turn it around here at Wembley? Because you got 19 home games.
Mate, of course we can. All day long we can turn it around, mate. It's the first game. We just played the champions.
Welcome to Neeks Sports Premier League Review. An exciting weekend in the Premier League again. They say it's the best league in the world. It's definitely the most exciting league in the world. This weekend, Man City home to Everton and Wayne Rooney. That man again, 200 Premier League goals. He's an absolute legend. I think he might get a bit more respect now from the other fans because he ain't at Man United. I'm seeing it already. But he's a legend. Surely he's back in the England squad soon.
Yeah, he should be back in. The talks about him, whether he's going to be captain or not, is another matter. But he's pretty much secured his place now. Two goals in 5 games, all competition, should be in.
2-2 in the Premier League. And they got a draw at the Etihad. Last season they took 4 points away from Man City. They've already got 1 this season. Pep Guardiola, this season it's a must. He has to win the Premier League. It's all pressure on him. But they've already dropped 2 points behind Manchester United.
It's early days. I mean, Man United will drop points.
Sure about that?
100%. So, City had a blip. For me, they got a man wrongly sent off, and I think getting a point from that game in them conditions, I think it's a good point for them.
Well, it may be a good point for City, but Man United fans are definitely thinking it's a good point in their favour in the sense that they're now 2 points clear of Man City. All their, might say, top 6 rivals have dropped points in the first 2 games. 4-0 again, away to Swansea. Lukaku on the score sheet again. Mkhitaryan and Pogba looking on form. Martial off the bench. Mourinho must be happy with his performances.
Yeah, I think he's happy, but I think he's also he's keeping his head. You know, Man United won their first 3 games last season, and finished 6. So he knows what he's doing. He knows he's got to take it 1 game at a time. But can't deny it. 8 goals in 2 games, looking good.
Well, last season these were the games that Man United were drawing. Home to West Ham, away to Swansea. Last season they beat Swansea away, but it's these kind of games that they weren't finishing off the teams. And it looks like the firepower is there, even without Rashford on the score sheet. The firepower is there. We saw some firepower when we went to Wembley. That free kick from Marcus Alonso, and then granted it was a keeping error, but the winner, late winner, to beat Spurs at their new home. We spoke about whether the Wembley factor might be an issue for Spurs and maybe an issue for Kane. We know he doesn't score in August anyway, so maybe it's a bit too early. But we spoke to some of the Spurs fans about that Wembley factor, and this is what they had to say. Is it the Wembley factor? How? Because people go on about it, but do you think players of this quality, do you think that should be a message?
A bit like the semi-final again, we controlled the possession, we controlled most of the game, we had most of the shots, but they ended up winning the games.
But I think we're going to have problems playing on the Wembley pitch.
So what does that mean for your top 4 hopes? If you're saying that you're not going to be...
I doubt if we get the top 4, we'll be very lucky.
Wow. So from 3rd, 2nd, outside the top 4. Do you think Wembley is the issue? Playing at Wembley?
It's too big for them.
Well, they're going to be playing here all season.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Do you think they're going to sort it out?
They'll get better.
Do you think the Wembley factor could come into play this year?
Nothing to do with it at all. The better team just about didn't win on the day.
Yeah. Chelsea smashed the life out of them. It's as simple as that.
Were Chelsea the better team out there today? Really?
To be honest with you, I think so, yeah. Chelsea were the best team in there. That's it, simple. Thanks.
Yeah.
Chelsea by far best team. Morata, unreal. Alonso, what more can you say from Alonso, yeah?
Ramon, do you agree with the Spurs fan? Do you think that maybe it's not as big as a factor because they deserve to win the game, as they said, they deserve to win the game, and maybe once they play Burnley next week, for example, and other teams that they're expected to win, the Wembley factor is not going to play a part?
Listen, they can't talk right now. You know, we'll have to see at the end of the season. They didn't lose a game last year. They had 19 games at home and didn't lose 1.
17 wins, 2 draws.
Exactly. They've had 1 game at Wembley and never really lost. Remember, they played well against Chelsea at home last year. Yeah. So they can't just say, oh, we played the champions and blah, blah, blah. No, you lost at home. You didn't do it last year. So I think it's a problem, and I think they're going to have to get used to it because it's a long season.
Well, I know one of the fans, they were saying that they don't even think they're going to get top 4 because of the Wembley factor. So it's going to be an interesting season, especially at Spurs, when they're 1 season away from White Hart Lane. But we're going to finish off on a very high note. They're not top of the league, but they're joint top of the league. Huddersfield promoted from the Championship as playoff winners. So you're not even the first or second best team in the league in that regards. They've won 2 games in a row, 4 goals, 0 conceded. They're flying high. They must think this Premier League's easy.
Yeah, it's early days again. I have to keep saying that because it's still early, and so Huddersfield, they'll be happy with it. You know, they will look back at the end of the season if they stay up, saying, you know what, we got off to a good start, and that's probably what kept us up.
But when you consider Newcastle, who won the Championship, and under Rafa Benitez, they thought, you know, there's a revolution going on at Newcastle. They've got fortunes contrasted. They can't score, they can't win. The transfer market's a mess. How does he turn it around?
Well, it's not as easy as he first thought, and Newcastle fans thought they were going to secure their place in the Premier League next year. There's still a couple weeks left of the transfer window. He's got to bring in a couple more players for me. They've got to score goals. That's what they're struggling to do right now.
2 games into the Premier League season. Let us know who you think will be happiest at this point. 2 wins and 2 for Man United, but it's also 2 wins and 2 for Huddersfield and West Brom. Tony Pulis is doing his bits. Comment below, like, share, subscribe.